what's up, man? It's your boy B.A. Billionaire, G Money, Billy Boy G Money. Another interview with CB. It's lit. Another episode, another day in the life. Another day to run that bag up and stay up out the way.
You heard that.
For life.
So, bro, what's been going on, man? What's been popping since last time we spoke? The last time we was in the radio station, man. How was your weekend? How was the holidays?
I mean, my weekend was good, man. Just, keeping up, staying out the way, shit like that. As far as holidays, Halloween, I really don't celebrate, in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't do the costumes. I don't take kids trick-or-treat. I don't dress up. I don't go to parties. I don't do the tear on, take home. All that extra shit, man. I'm not a fan of Halloween at all in any shape, form, or fashion. So my Halloween consisted of me going to church and, staying in the house, chilling. That's what I'm saying to myself.
I heard that, bro. Define the soul of the streets. There was a couple of questions that I was requested to ask. You know what I mean? So define. One of them was define the soul of the streets.
Soul of the streets. Oh, like my mixtape title?
Yeah, the mixtape title.
Shit, man. Soul of the streets could be a lot of different things, man. Pretty much being soul of the streets, being one of those guys that's in the streets, that's active, you know what I mean, that got a lot of game, give a lot of game, soak up a lot of knowledge, and pretty much the soul of the streets. It be certain dudes that live the street life that you the soul of the streets, you see what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas is telling a lot of these niggas ain't moving right, a lot of these niggas really ain't living the shit that they saying they living, but you one of the niggas that's the soul of the streets. You the one to keep this shit like pumping and beating like a heartbeat. You see what I'm saying?
I feel
so
that.
That's my definition of soul of the streets. But it also ties into doing wrong, knowing it ain't right, but doing wrong because you're trying to get right. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of ties in with each other. It's like, man, I'm out here doing this and doing that to take care of people that I love and I care about and do good things. But in my heart of hearts, I know 90% of the shit I'm doing in these streets is a sin. It's frowned upon in the eyes of society. So those are just a couple different definitions of being soul of the streets, man. It's a gift and a curse.
So you say this also the name of your mixtape too, right?
Yeah, I got 2 Soul of the Streets already out on my YouTube channel right now. Billy Boy G, go check that out on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this, it's on my YouTube channel. But if you a new follower, or you a new fan, or this your first time ever rocking with me, hit the subscribe button. But I got part 1 and 2 out right now, and I'm trying to get with my engineer and cook up part 3. Like I was saying in the previous interview, it's already in my head, it's already done. I got the 7 beats, I got the 7 songs wrote out. I just got to get behind the mic and go at my move with it. So yeah, Soul of the Streets. So by far my favorite series of mixtapes. I got 4 Montclair Grinds, I got 4 Black Air Force Activities, I got a whole bunch of slum shit mixtapes. I got a lot of tapes that got series 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. But Soul of the Streets is by far my favorite series for sure.
Okay, let me ask. Why is it your favorite series?
Why Soul of the Streets?
Why is Soul of the Streets your favorite? Let's dive into that.
Every song on there is just hard, bro. It's just hard, especially Soul of the Streets Part 2. Soul of the Streets Part 2 is probably gonna be my best mixtape I've ever dropped, in my opinion. If I had to put on a mixtape from beginning to end, I got a lot of good response off that Soul of the Streets Part 2. It's me and my daughter feeding the homeless on the cover. The beats, the beat selection, the song selection, and things that I'm speaking on Soul of the Streets Part 2 is just it's impeccable. You see what I'm saying? I really took my time with that project, and I really cooked up and really went at my move on that tape. So Soul of the Streets is gonna be my favorite series, and Soul of the Streets Part 2 is probably gonna be the best mixtape I dropped, in my opinion.
Okay, how long does it normally take to put the Soul of the Streets projects together?
Like that.
Oh, geez. You said like that.
Finger before you blink, it could be done. Soul of the Streets Part 2, I cooked up in one day. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I recorded it, I picked my beats, I did things like that, and we probably cooked it. We probably punched in at like 10, and then I probably was done by like 4. So probably like 30, 35 minutes, 45 minutes on each song, and then the engineer probably 20 minutes with his. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
All right. So G, what's the longest it's taking you to complete like a whole project?
The longest?
What's the longest it's taking?
Loving and Trapping Part 1.
How long did it take to
Loving and Trapping Part 1? It took me a minute, bro, because it was 24 songs.
Oh, okay.
24 songs. Yup. So Loving and Trapping Part 1 took me the longest because it was multiple sessions. Most of my tapes, like the Montclair Grinds, be 4 and 5, be like 5 songs. Most of my tapes, I'll do in one day.
Damn.
Like I'll come. Punch 6, 7 songs, and then this is a whole tape. Next time me and my engineer meet up, 6, 7 songs, this is a tape. That's how I do it. See what I'm saying? So for anybody that want to know the sauce as to how I got so many songs or how I got so much content, when I go book a session, I got a tape already done. It's in my phone. It's in notebooks. The beats is already picked out. It's just uploading the beat and engineer doing his thing. Once I say what I gotta say to the microphone. So the longest it's ever took me to put together a tape is gonna be my Love and Trapping Part 1 tape.
Dang.
And that took some weeks because it was 24 songs. It was like eight songs of like some R&B female type of time. Then it was 8 songs of like some Soul of the Streets type of time. And then it was the trapping. It was 8 songs of straight street shit. But
so you Dr. Dre some shit on that one.
Yeah, but I put it all in one. You see what I'm saying? So that's the longest it ever took me to make a tape. Was my first Loving and Trapping Part 1.
That was dope. That's dope. That's dope.
For sure.
All right, give me a sec. All right, so talk to me a little bit about the Heaven and Hell, because I remember seeing something about Heaven and Hell. Is that the name of a new project? What's going on with?
Heaven and Hell. I ain't got no project on the songs called Heaven and Hell. I speak on Heaven and Hell in a bunch of my songs, a bunch of my content. But as far as Heaven and Hell is concerned, I don't know. I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe like.
Okay, let me redo that because I didn't. It just says Heaven and Hell, so I didn't know if that was a. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you good.
Okay, so I'm gonna start right back from Heaven and Hell. So G, I know everybody has their own theories about, you know what I mean, afterlife, all this stuff. What's your theory about heaven, hell, that type of thing?
Heaven and hell? My theory on heaven and hell, I do believe there's a heaven, I do believe there's a hell. Of course, I feel like the thing, this is just a past. Like, it's kind of like a test. It's like you put on this earth and it's a test. Like, you either gonna pass or you gonna fail. When you die, you don't just die and be dead or be asleep forever. You see what I'm saying? Your soul still lives on. So when you die here in the physical world, your soul has to go somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I believe in heaven and hell. I believe the things and the choices that you make determine the consequences in the next life. You see what I'm saying?
I completely agree.
If you waking up every day and you sinning, which we all sin, it says in Jeremiah, the book of the Bible, I don't want to quote the exact scripture, but it says in Jeremiah that, you know what I mean, we all fall short of the glory. You see what I'm saying? We all sin every day. But if you know it's a sin and you constantly engaging in it and you constantly partaking in it, that's when it's frowned upon in the eyes of God. You know, so not to get too deep into heaven and hell, but for sure, I've seen enough YouTube videos. I've read the Bible front to back twice. There's definitely a heaven and a hell. When you die, your soul has to go somewhere. The things you do in this life is going to determine where you're going to spend eternity. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I feel about heaven and hell. But you know, that's politics, and that can go on. And you got atheists and non-believers, so I don't even want to really get into it.
Yeah, because that whole thing gets.
I appreciate that question though, for sure, because people need to know that there's a heaven and there's a hell, and you're going somewhere when you die.
So I'm gonna just, you know, for kicks and giggles, do you believe in aliens?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in aliens, but I do believe there's other forms of life on other planets. So I guess that would be aliens. I don't want to call them aliens.
Yeah, because there's a name for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of galaxies and stars and different Earths and shit supposedly out there. So I definitely believe there's something other than just Earth. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel that.
So,
do you talk a little bit about heaven and hell in any of your music? Is your music translated?
Not too, man, because I don't want to be hypocritical and I don't want to be no Bible thumper.
I heard that.
Who am I to tell you to not be in the streets and get your money when I'm in the streets, and that's how I get my money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try not to really be a Bible thumper and tell people about heaven and hell, because like I said, I sin every day. You know, but I try to turn away from seeing gambling. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a sin. I never knew it was a sin until I dug deeper into the Bible, into scripture, and seen a couple YouTube videos. Gambling is one of my main hustles. You know, but I haven't gambled or shot dice or any casinos or anything of that sort in over a month, because I acknowledge that it's a sin. I know it's a sin, so I'm trying to not engage in it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to lower my sin, because I'm going to sin forever. It's just who we are as humans. Not even that, it's just a habit. It takes 21 days to form a habit. So if you form a sinful habit within 21 days, it's just a habit. We cuss without even knowing. We cuss like we breathing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Our language is a sin.
Exactly.
Smoking, partaking in those type of things are a sin, because we are the temple of God. You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to represent God. You see what I'm saying?
I completely agree with that.
I don't want to get too deep into that, man. But yeah, I don't talk about heaven and hell that much in my music, because like I said, who am I to preach to somebody when I should be in the congregation instead of the pulpit my damn self?
I heard.
So, yeah.
Big fact.